Hey guys, Jason Walker here, Walker Tea Review. It's good to be with you again, and we are here together, taste a tea together. These are online tea tastings so that we can talk together, appreciate teas together, and that's what we're going to do. We've got a black tea here from Rishi. We're going to get it started, and we have our basic tea tasting equipment with us so that we can do that together. We have a professional tea taster's cup. We have our kettle, we have our tea, of course, our glass, and our glass we're using a wine glass, so it allows us to show the color and stick your nose in the glass and smell. And a regular old simple teaspoon. So we're going to get out a teaspoon here, dig around. Now we've got a pretty lumpy, full-sized, overflowing teaspoon here that we're going to add to our cup, and that's our cup. Oh, I'm wanting this. If I remember correctly, this is about a 5 to 6 ounce tea taster's cup from Adagio. We're going to get that ready. We've got our water, which we have brought near to a boil. So it's close to 200, say 200 to 212. I'm going to add this water, get this going, and we're filling our cup up to the bottom of our opening here, which we're going to be pouring through. So we've got that ready to go. Set our water off to the side. Because we're doing tea tastings together, you may want to make notes. It's a great habit. It's a great thing to start to do, is make your own notes, collect your experiences of teas, and that will give you something to recall so that you can appreciate teas. It will help you select and purchase your own teas in the future. Speaking of choosing your own teas, don't forget to go to up to the top. There's a tab called, or a page called Scores, where you can look at all of our previous scores for our teas if you are looking at or trying to choose your own tea to drink or to purchase in the upcoming days. When you find that tea, of course, you can always scroll over. It's a spreadsheet type. You can scroll over to the side where you can, which would be your left side, my right side, and you'll be able to find the link for that particular review so that you can watch and look at that tea, see if it's something that you want to try for yourself. Now we're going to be talking about our dry leaf, and as we do our dry leaf, we are going to be talking about our color, our aromas, and the shape of our leaves. So first thing we want to do is get a good sniff here. Now you can, if you pause to make a few quick notes yourself, pause ever so briefly, because you don't want to have your steep time differ from our steep time. Now, first thing, you do get some kind of sweet, some sweet hay type notes, I should mention, as far as the aromas here. You're also getting a bit of a hint of a sweet type of spice, like a nutmeg in there. So it's a little bit spicy, a little bit herbaceous. Also, it kind of reminds me of if you've ever walked in the forest in the fall, the leaves tend to change color, and I should say, as those leaves fall and collect on the ground, they do release this kind of sweet, pungent aroma as you walk through a forest in that sense. But moving on, we also, of course, want to talk a little bit about our leaf shape, and that's what we're going to be looking at here. And you'll notice, as our name implies, these are golden needles. So we have a lot of needles or tips to our leaves. These are very long, full-size needles, characteristic of a lot of your Yunnan type teas that have the larger size needle like this. You're getting a range of colors, everything from kind of from an ochre type color to a taupe color as well. Lots of gold in that. And before I forget, we also want to talk about what this tea is, of course. Go ahead and mention at this point. And this is Rishi Teas. This is an organic tea. It is from Yunnan. It is a Yunnan golden buds, parentheses, golden needle. Okay. It is an organic, as we said. It is also a fair trade tea. Okay. So we'll be able to set that aside. 1 ounce, by the way, does retail for $13.25. Now, let's get to the next aspect. We're going to be talking about our wet leaf. We're going to be pouring. Now, with a tasting cup like this, I should also point out, to help it pour a little more smoothly, which reminds me, we all often expect to have a few little dribbles, so we're going to put out our towel here. But to help it pour more smoothly, I'm going to stick my thumbnail between the top of the lid and the top of the cup and the lid here, so that pours more smoothly. If you want your own tea tasting cup, of course, you can go to Adagio, who offers this type of tea tasting cup with the tasting bowl. It's a set that you get together. Okay. Now, and of course, to talk about our wet leaf, you want to be able to talk about the aromas of the wet leaf, any shape and color changes that have occurred with the wet leaf due to the steeping, the agony of the leaves there, or the agony of the buds in this case. So to do that, now let me keep that for a moment. We're going to first give this guy a whiff. See what we have. Careful, you've got a lot of hot steam in there. You don't want to scald your inside of your nose, but you do want to get a couple of whiffs in there. I'm getting aromas like there's kind of like a raisin apricot type aroma that's already coming off of this. It's quite sweet smelling. The website indicates things like, well, we'll talk about that. The website does things like yams, and that's more in the liquor, but so we'll have to wait for that part. A little bit of the hay aspect, the wet hay type smell coming out as well. But let's go ahead and talk about our leaf color. Now, to do that with a tasting cup requires a little bit of shaking. You end up wanting to turn this over. You want to have your towel down here to catch those little drips. Give this guy a shake here. See if we can loosen up those leaves, and yes, have them fall on top of our lid, and there we are. Now it's easy to look at our leaf. This is what professional tasters like to have, so that they can look at the leaf quite conveniently as well. Now, looking at your leaf, not a lot of change as far as the shape. These were needles. They've loosened up a little bit so that you can actually kind of unpeel the leaves on the outside of the bud as it opened up. That gives you a little bit more to look at there. But you'll notice that our color has become quite a bit more consistent throughout the leaves there. You are getting more of an auburn or a little bit of a bistre color that you're getting from those. Okay, so our leaf shape, not much change. Color became consistent. Aromas were quite nice, opened up, gave us a floral aspect, or gave us a bouquet there. Next thing we're going to talk about, of course, is our liquor. And with our liquor, you want to make notes. If you're making notes to talk about the aromas, the texture of it, is it smooth? You want to be able to talk about the aftertaste. Is it consistent? Okay, those are some of the major things that you want to make note as well. You may also want to talk about astringency. If you're someone who's very sensitive to astringency, you want to make a note. How astringent is this in relation to others that you've tasted? But now, if you pause, you can pause briefly, make your own notes. But again, come back very quickly because you don't want yours to cool too much. Now, we're also going to be talking a little bit about our color. Let me go ahead and get our paper here so we can give a little bit about our color. You're getting, again, kind of an auburn or a russet type color there. So it's a nice, very rich brown, vibrant brown color. Let's give this a smell so we can talk about that as well. I'm already getting strong malty type aromas off of this. Okay, so that's the first thing that came out. Let's give it a taste and see what else. You notice I'm also going to be slurping, by the way, which allows us to release more of the aromas. Yeah, I'm still getting a good malty taste to it. A little bit of a nut, like a pecan as well. At the same time, what they described on the product website, product page rather, is yam sweet potato type. I perceived it more as like a persimmon, a kind of a subdued, sweet, fruity aspect to it as well. If you've ever had a persimmon, okay. The aftertaste tended to fade fairly quickly. The texture smooth, yes. Astringency was fairly low in comparison with other black teas. Bitterness, not a lot of bitterness to really comment on as well. Let me see if I've left out anything. Yeah, I guess the strongest point of this tea is that maltiness to it. That and that again, with the combination of nutty slash persimmon taste aspect to it. So it's got a little bit of sweetness. It's got a little bit of a nutty, toasted aspect to it as well. And again, smoothed out, balanced well with the maltiness. On the other hand, I would have liked to have seen a more sustained profile as far as the aftertaste goes. It dropped off rather abruptly. So strengths on taste, we would want to challenge it a little bit further to go greater in the aftertaste area. Let's see, but good maltiness, as we said. So to kind of overall give this one a score, we want to give it an 89. We want to see, again, more extended in its aftertaste. So check this one out if you like a good malty aspect to your teas. Again, this was from Rishi Tea. This is their Yunnan Golden Buds Golden Needle on Jason Walker's Walker Tea Review.